Alright, today we're talking about James Rhodes, Rhodey, the Iron Man, and later War Machine. So this is an early version of Rhodey as Iron Man in the story arc. He takes over as the master of the Iron Man suit due to the fact that his friend has succumbed to alcoholism. And this is probably like one of the more serious approaches to substance abuse in Marvel Comics, along with Peter Parker's friend Harry Osborn when he was on drugs. So Marvel has definitely stepped out of his way to talk about issues of substance abuse. But it was pretty bold of them to use one of their main characters to deal with an issue heavy as this. Whereas with Harry Osborn, he was like a secondary character. Of course, Rhodey was kind of curious if people would think he was a black man under that suit, but Richards downplayed that. And also, it was interesting his interaction with other black superheroes, due to the fact that he had his own style of talking and interacting with people. And it was interesting his interactions with Spectrum. So here you have the Iron Man armor acknowledged as Rhodey being the Iron Man at the time. So I definitely had to scoop this one up. So let's go on into the different variations of the War Machine, where Rhodes finally gets his own suit of armor. It's badass. Here you have Terrence Howard's portrayal of James Rhodes, which was really great, but due to financial or contractual disputes, they later got Don Cheadle to reprise the character. And he does an excellent job representing Rhodes as well. But to finally get to see the War Machine armor was really exciting, and Don Cheadle looked really hulked out in it. And I really dug the fight scene in Iron Man 2 with Iron Man and War Machine take down those armored droids. That was really cool. I think that was my best part of that movie. And here is the 003 War Machine from Civil War. I like how they do the current versions of the War Machine where it looks more mechanical than biological. Like, you know, here's a lineup of all the actual War Machine variations, where the comic book version to the far left has more like muscle sculpture to it, where it's kind of, you know, not as cool as the engineered mechanical war machines that you get from the movies. And so with the lineup you have here the War Machine with his rocket launchers and machine gun. You notice the faceplate can come off, so I place it on top so it reveals James Rhodes. I mean, it's still a good figure, but not very mechanical like as you see with the movie versions. So coming up next is the War Machine 001 from Iron Man 2. And here I took the head from the 002 figure and put it on the 001, where you can see, even though it's a little below scale, it still fits and looks perfect on there. And I thought it would be a nice look to picture here, so here you have it. Though as you notice, the faceplate on the 001 is more smoother compared to the later versions. And here you have the Iron Patriot seen in Iron Man 3, which would be, I guess, the later scaled down version of the War Machine that you see here, the 002. It's basically a Iron Patriot repainted. So it's a little smaller in stature. It doesn't have the bulk as the 001 or 003. So this one was debuted in the Avengers Age of Ultron, where I didn't really notice the difference until the figure came out. Then I realized how scaled down he was. So here with the 003, I did the same thing. I took the head from the 002 and put it on it, and it still looks really tight. You can feel that the size is, he's much bigger, and it definitely looks more like War Machine compared to the 002. Though the paint variation on the helmet, the open helmet, is a little different, it still doesn't really contrast too much with the other War Machine bodies. Though I'm a little disappointed with his stun stick that he used in the movie, that they didn't try to prop that up where it could be like another side gun or a laser that that mounts on top. So it's a little weak there. And here is the comic version of the War Machine side armament. He's known for having these bulky forearms, where in the Iron Man 2, the forearms are much bulkier, and I just love the look of it. Here's with the Iron Patriot and later War Machine 2, 002, they're scaled down. Then they brought it the side armament on the forearms again on the 003. Even though it's a bit scaled down, they're there at least. So this is more footage of the comparisons of the different armors. As you notice with the side launchers, he didn't really use that with the 001 and Iron Man 2. They kind of used the hammer tech, and it didn't really have the rocket launcher displayed as the figure. But I'm sure the rocket launchers on the that War Machine are no duds. So here are the different points of articulation with this War Machine, where the legs can go from the side, but they don't move forward or backward, compared to, let's say, the other versions. So his points of articulation are a little bit minimalized. Here, with the 003, he can move his legs frontward and backward slightly, but not from side to side. And also with the side armament to his forearms, they attach to the upper hip, and they tend to fall off if you swivel the legs. And this is the 002 War Machine, where you can see his legs can move forward and sideways. So it's a bit more flexibility here with this one. And this is, basically the same figure, just painted differently. Just showing the different points of articulation. And going back to the comic book action figure version of War Machine, this has multiple points of articulation. And so it's very great for like dynamic posing and flexibility. So this is the lineup of the War Machines, the different variations. So I hope you enjoyed the comicology of James Rhodes' Iron Man War Machine. Alright, take care.